The term serial killer evokes a chilling sense of dread. It conjures images of shadowy figures preying on the innocent, leaving a trail of fear and heartbreak in their wake. But what exactly defines a serial killer? It goes beyond simply taking multiple lives. The FBI defines serial murder as the unlawful killing of two or more victims by the same offender or offenders in separate events. This definition, however, fails to capture the true essence of the phenomenon. Serial killers are driven by a complex interplay of psychological factors, often rooted in deep-seated fantasies and compulsions. They are often motivated by a desire for power and control, seeking to exert their dominance over their victims. The act of killing becomes a gruesome addiction, a perverse source of gratification that feeds their twisted desires. The study of serial killers offers a chilling glimpse into the darkest recesses of the human psyche. It forces us to confront the uncomfortable reality that monsters do exist, lurking in the shadows of our seemingly civilized world. The period between 1970 and 2000 witnessed a chilling surge in serial killings, a phenomenon that gripped the public imagination and left law enforcement agencies struggling to keep pace. FBI data reveals a disturbing trend. While serial murders accounted for roughly 1 to 2% of all homicides in the United States during the early 20th century, this figure skyrocketed to an alarming 10 to 15% by the 1980s. This era gave rise to some of the most infamous names in criminal history: Ted Bundy, John Wayne Gacy, Jeffrey Dahmer, and Aileen Wuornos, to name but a few. These individuals, with their grotesque crimes and chillingly ordinary facades, became cultural icons of evil, their names forever etched in the public consciousness. The reasons behind this surge in serial killings are complex and multifaceted, a tangled web of societal shifts, cultural anxieties, and individual pathologies. However, one thing is clear: the 1970s to 2000s marked a dark chapter in American history, a time when monsters seemed to roam free, leaving a trail of blood and terror in their wake. The surge in serial killings during the 1970s to 2000s cannot be attributed to a single cause. Rather, it was the result of a perfect storm of societal factors that created a breeding ground for violence and depravity. The social and political upheaval of the 1960s, marked by the Vietnam War, the Civil Rights Movement, and the rise of counterculture, left deep scars on the American psyche. Alongside these societal shifts, the 1970s saw a dramatic increase in drug use, particularly heroin and crack cocaine. This epidemic of addiction fueled crime rates and eroded the social fabric of communities across the country. The rise of serial killers during this period can be seen, in part, as a symptom of these broader societal ills. Furthermore, the increasing mobility of the American population, facilitated by the interstate highway system, made it easier for killers to move undetected across state lines, evading capture and claiming more victims. This golden age of serial killers was a dark reflection of a society grappling with profound changes and anxieties. The media's fascination with serial killers, while understandable, has undoubtedly contributed to the public's morbid fascination with these individuals. Newspapers, television shows, and more recently, the internet have all played a role in shaping the narrative surrounding serial killers, often blurring the lines between fact and fiction. The sensationalized coverage of high-profile cases, such as those of Ted Bundy and Jeffrey Dahmer, provided these killers with a level of notoriety that fueled their egos and, in some cases, inspired copycat crimes. The media's tendency to focus on the gruesome details of the crimes rather than on the victims or the broader societal implications has also been criticized for contributing to the glamorization of serial killers. Why are serial killers less common today? Serial killings surged from the 1970s to 2000s but have declined significantly since. Experts cite advancements in forensic science, especially DNA technology. Improved law enforcement techniques and specialized task forces are crucial. Societal changes and mental health awareness also play a role. The decline in serial killings offers hope for a safer world. Despite advancements in forensic science and law enforcement techniques, a troubling trend has emerged alongside the decline in serial killings: a significant drop in clearance rates for homicide cases. Clearance rate refers to the percentage of crimes that are solved and closed by law enforcement agencies. While clearance rates for homicides hovered around 90% in the 1960s, they plummeted to a sobering 59% by 2020, according to the FBI. This decline in clearance rates is a complex issue with multiple contributing factors. One major factor is the changing nature of homicide itself. In the past, homicides were more likely to be committed by individuals known to the victim, often in the context of domestic disputes or other personal conflicts. These cases are generally easier for law enforcement to solve. However, in recent decades, there has been a shift towards homicides involving strangers, often related to gang violence or drug-related activity. These cases tend to be more difficult to solve, as there is often a lack of witnesses or a code of silence among those involved. Comparing serial killers of the past to today reveals intriguing differences. Today's killers are more diverse and less predictable. Motivations and methods are evolving. Financial gain, revenge, and notoriety are new motives. Technology impacts how killers operate. The internet provides new avenues for crime. Digital footprints help law enforcement track predators. Despite the overall decline in serial killings, the 21st century has seen its share of chilling cases that remind us that monsters still lurk among us. Names like Israel Keyes, who meticulously planned his crimes and traveled vast distances to select his victims. And Alexander Pichushkin, Russia's chessboard killer, who aimed to claim a victim for each square on a chessboard, continue to haunt our collective consciousness. These modern-day cases highlight the evolving nature of serial killing, demonstrating the adaptability and resourcefulness of these predators in the face of changing societal landscapes and improved investigative techniques. The 21st century has also witnessed a growing fascination with true crime, fueled by a proliferation of documentaries, podcasts, and books dedicated to exploring the darkest corners of human behavior. By understanding the motivations and methods of serial killers, we can better equip ourselves to identify and prevent future tragedies. The golden age of serial killers may be behind us, but our fascination with these dark figures persists. This enduring interest speaks to our primal fear of the unknown, our need to understand the motivations behind seemingly senseless acts of violence. While the decline in serial killings is encouraging, it is crucial to remain vigilant. The world is a complex and ever-changing place, and the factors that contribute to the rise of serial killers are still present. By studying the past, supporting law enforcement and fostering a greater understanding of mental health, we can strive to create a safer future for all. The study of serial killers serves as a chilling reminder of the capacity for evil that exists within humanity. However, it also underscores our resilience, our ability to adapt and innovate in the face of darkness. By confronting our fears and seeking to understand the monsters among us, we can work towards a world where such horrors become relics of a bygone era.